I lost like my main gig because I was writing this like weekend guide for events that clearly is not happening anymore. um, but I think like compared to everyone else whose livelihood depends on like being in a place and doing a thing, um, I'm an experimental musician, so I don't count on money from that.
Right.
Um, so as far as like my jobs, I'm like all right now.
How has like your day-to-day immediate plans changed?
I got this grant from the Asian Cultural Council, and on the 31st, I was going to fly to Japan for 3 months to learn the shamisen. But yeah, the State Department basically asked that all programs, like my program, be moved or postponed until further notice, um, which means that I am not going to Japan. And kind of the weird thing is that, I know it'll be rescheduled, but the big question is like till when it will be rescheduled. It's also highlighted for me the difference in how Japan has responded and is responding to the coronavirus versus how America has, because all my contacts in Japan and all those various plans and people I've been talking to about those plans have been just like, well, when can you come? Like, oh, we're still going to have this concert probably. Here it's like there's this, like, we've been just utterly overwhelmed, right? Like our system has been entirely overrun. So like the response from this side has just been like, we don't know when I can come.
Right.
There's this dark part of me that wanted to get to Japan before shit hit the fan here, because I kind of knew that might be the difference, which isn't to say that like Japan has been under testing because the prime minister wants to make sure the Olympics can still happen, right? So it's not like Japan is this perfect response to the coronavirus, but they've been dealing with it longer than we have, but we're clearly spiking harder than they are.
What are you like worried about in terms of not just you, but like the world as a whole, our community as a whole? What are you worried about?
Well, I'm worried about small businesses. Like, I really hope that it actually seems like something might happen there and some relief might happen for small businesses, but I really hope that like we don't just see all these like small and medium sized businesses just completely shuttered. Um, and I think I'm also worried about how long it's going to take for the arts community to recover from this. When are we going to be at this time where people kind of feel like they're not recovering their own financial situations, but want to, and like feel like they can kind of like branch out and experiment, and that's entirely a projection, but I wonder if there might be this period where gigs are happening again, but people are just in recovery mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder just how long that recovery mode is going to take.
What do you think the really long-term effects on like even broader society do you think are going to be?
My big hope is that people will realize that this pandemonium was utterly avoidable. Like, if our healthcare system were better equipped, uh, if our president was not a dumbass who refused help from the World Health Organization and who disbanded the pandemic, expert part of the cabinet, we would have been in a much better situation. I think my very optimistic hopes, which I hope are not too rosy, are one, that there will be an even greater urgency to get Trump out of office, and two, that more skeptics will realize the merits of, if not just like a public health option, like a just like going total Medicare for all.
Do you have any parting tokens of wisdom?
Honestly, my cat has been a godsend. It's really nice to have like a cute thing in your house that has no idea that something's wrong, but it's just kind of like psyched that you're home more. Um, so if people are kind of like at home and feeling sad and depressed, like seriously consider like fostering or adopting a cat or a dog. Like, and I know that's kind of weird advice, but like it's good advice, trust me.